All right, so we're recording. Okay, so for tonight's new consultant boot camp, we are talking about sharing the opportunity. So it is not a requirement of this business. It is not a requirement of this company. I know other companies, they require you to build a team. They require you to recruit. They require you to sponsor, whatever you want to call it. Pure Romance does not require you to do any of that. You can completely just do this business just by yourself, just you out there selling product, doing parties, whatever. And it's completely your choice, that is in line with our policies and our rules. Now, it's pretty lonely when you're out there just doing it by yourself, though. I mean, even though you have all of us, it's always a lot more fun to have friends along for the ride to, are kind of doing it with you. So it's not a requirement of the business, but it is going to be the best way to create long-lasting residual income. So if you get into this business, and your reason for getting into this business is because you want to be able to pay your bills, or you want to save up for a vacation, or you want to save for your kids' college, or you want to go back to school, or you want to buy a house, or like whatever it is, if your goal is a money-related goal, and that is why you get into this business, the best, easiest, and fastest way for you to reach that financial goal is going to be through sponsoring. Because essentially what sponsoring does is it duplicates you, right? How many parties can you do in a single time slot? Just one. Unless you are Hermione Granger with your time turner, you can only do one party at a time physically, okay? But by building a team, you're basically cloning yourself. You have 2, 3, 10, 16, whatever parties going on all at once, and you're earning commission on all of those parties. So it's going to help you there for sure. And then of course you're also going to earn, your commission, or your override, your percentage of, your commission based on whatever your team does. We're going to talk a little bit about how it is set up now, compared to how it's going to be starting in January, which is super exciting, and I cannot wait for this new compensation plan. Anybody else really excited for the new compensation plan? Okay, maybe just me. Okay, so
hold on.
What?
Can you take a minute and explain that?
Explain
because I haven't, the new compensation, I don't get it. Like I missed that, and it's confusing.
Yeah, I will. Oh, Mackenzie raised her hand. I see it. Mackenzie's also excited. Oh, cool. I can lower it too. Yeah. Anyway, okay. So the way we have it set up now, we have, where's my open? Okay. The way we have it set up now, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 levels. They go from consultant to executive director. And basically the way that you move through these different ranks, through these different levels, is through building a team. Right? The more that you sponsor, the bigger you build your team, the bigger the commission is going to be that you earn off of your team. So that percentage goes up. And that comes from corporate. That doesn't come out of your downline's pockets, which is really nice. Okay, so your downline is not paying you. Corporate is paying you. It's basically like you're being paid to train them. But as you grow your team, that's more people that you're earning a percentage of commission on. So it's going up, through 2 different ways. Your commission, your personal commission, your buying discount also goes up as you continue to build your team. So right now, the way it's set up, you start at 40% and it goes all the way up to 60%. Okay, so you could, right as it stands now, you, by building your team, can earn all the way up to 60% of everything that you sell. So for every $100 you sell, that's $60, boom, in your pocket. Okay, but things are going to change in January for the better. I'm so excited. With the new compensation plan. So here, let me pull that up. Okay, so I actually printed this off. You can find this on the COO. I do believe, well, when I first printed it off, it was under, like, if you scroll down, it's on like the very front page, but you might have to like click next to the second page, and you click on the compensation plan link, and you scroll down, and there's a link, and it has all of this information. It breaks it down and explains it. It's really exciting. So come January, we're actually going to have, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 levels. So we're adding 4 levels in January. So what this does is, for us as consultants, is it's going to make it a lot easier to promote. So rather than trying to start here at the bottom and make this huge leap to the next level, you're actually having these half steps in between, which is a lot easier to achieve, right? So rather than trying to make this huge leap to the next level, it's just one quick baby step up, okay? And then it's easier to reach the next level. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. So right now, when you start as a consultant, you're starting at 40%. When you start as a consultant in January, you're starting at 30%, unless you choose to just be friends and family, which means, you're totally just a hobbyist. You're maybe not actively doing parties, but you want to take advantage of the discount. You're selling a few products here and there. That's totally fine. And you get 15% instead. So it's either a 15% discount for yourself, or it's 15% commission on anything that you sell. But you can still earn, there's like all this other stuff, which we're not going to completely get into because it's not really the point of this particular training. But the same way that you kind of go through those levels is the same way that you go through the levels now, right? By building your team and building it bigger and sharing the opportunity with more people, the more money that you are going to make. So you can earn all the way up to 50% with the new compensation plan, but there's going to be other ways for you to make money, right? So there's going to be 3 like minimums, if you will, that you can hit. You are not required to hit all 3, okay? But if you hit one, if you hit your personal sales minimum, boom, that's extra money corporate's just going to give you. Okay, corporate's just going to give you money for hitting your personal retail sales minimum. If your downline, your first downline hits a certain minimum, corporate's going to give you more money, right? They're going to just give you, here, have extra money because you met your goal, your first downline met their goal. Great, have more money. And then if your whole team hits a certain minimum, you're going to earn more money. Okay, and the higher up the ladder that they hit those minimums, or that you hit those minimums, the more money that you're going to make. Does that make sense, Megan?
Jack and I both say yes.
Perfect. Okay, so what does this mean in terms of sponsoring and sharing the opportunity? Well, the more people you have on your team, the easier it's going to be for you to hit that first downline retail minimum, that group sales retail minimum, right? So that way the pressure is not all on you to hit some minimum and, to make sure that you're earning cash back or your override, okay? It really truly is a group team effort. So by building a team, you're making it easier, on yourself, and you're making it easier on your whole team to reach that minimum, to reach that goal, so you can make more money. But the whole outline of the new compensation plan is on the COO. I definitely encourage you to check it out. And I did do I went live in the tribe like right when they first announced the new compensation plan, and kind of like broke it all down. So if you look for that in the tribe, I go like much more in depth into it, and break it down like all the different things. So definitely look for that if you want like a better, more in-depth breakdown. So, but I'm gonna just move on with this topic. Okay, so okay, so the focus isn't necessarily just on signing as many women as possible, because that sounds like spammy and scammy and like pyramid schemey, and we're not a pyramid scheme, right? We're multi-level marketing. It's a legitimate business model. Pyramid schemes are not. That's why they're illegal. So it's not just about like, oh, I want to sign all these women, I want to build my team, me, all for me, okay? Because that's really not what it's about. And if that is your focus, and if that's how you're going out into the world to build your team, you are not going to build a team. Nobody's going to want to sign under you or join your team. Why? Because they sense that you're selfish, and you don't really care about them, okay? Because people are selfish. That's just what it is. Like, we always want to know what's in it for us. So if you are approaching somebody and saying, hey, do you want to join my team so I can make more money, and you can work really hard and I can make more money, okay, like, no, like, that's not cool. Nobody wants to do that, okay? What sharing the opportunity is about is helping women to change their lives. It's about offering them the opportunity to do something different for themselves, okay? And you don't want to make the decision for them. And I think this is where, especially brand new consultants, they kind of get caught up, okay? Because they're nervous and they don't know anything about the business yet. They're still learning, and they don't think that they have the skills to build a team and lead a team. Well, it's not even about that. It's really, really not even about that. It's about saying, here is this opportunity. I took this opportunity. I know what it's done for me. I've seen what it's done for my sister consultants. I've seen what it's done for my upline. I've seen what it's done for my sideline. Like, I see where you're at, and I really think this is something that can help you. I'm offering you this opportunity. I'm inviting you to learn more about this opportunity and see if it's something that can help you and fit into your life. Okay? Don't make the decision for them. Don't just look at them and decide, she would never want to do this, or she wouldn't be good at it. Like, why would you make that decision for them? That's somebody's life. That's their livelihood. That's their chance at, getting out of debt. That's their chance at saving money for school or for their kids' school, or there's their chance to buy a car, like whatever it is, okay? Don't make that decision for them. That's not your life to mess around with, okay? So offer the opportunity to everybody because it is an opportunity. It's their chance to say yes or no, okay? And being new really is the best time to sponsor women into the business. Why? Because you get to learn together, right? So you're still figuring it out, and as you're building your team, they're figuring it out with you. And I think that just really is, I don't know, like it makes it less intimidating or less scary, right? Because they're not looking at you as somebody, who's been in business 10, 15, 20 years and who knows everything, and they can never live up to that standard because they think you're so wonderful and great, right? They see you as somebody who's a normal human being, which even women who've been in business for 10, 15, 20 years, they're normal human beings, right? But they're seeing you as somebody who's on their level, right? And that's something that's easy for them to aspire to. And so as you're growing, as you're learning, as you're figuring stuff out in the business, they're growing, learning, and figuring stuff out right alongside of you, okay? And it becomes this real partnership and this real team effort that you guys can actually help each other. And as you're growing in your business and growing in your leadership skills, because you're offering the opportunity to everyone, right? You can kind of step more into that leadership role, if that's something that you want to do. Okay, so being new should not be the reason that you don't sponsor, that you don't share the opportunity. And really, that's what it comes down to: sharing the opportunity. That's all it is, sharing the opportunity. Don't focus on the outcome of signing somebody up. Okay, you have to detach yourself from that because we all have people that say no. Okay, we all have people who are like, no, I'm not interested. That's just the nature of the game. But that doesn't matter because you're not doing it to sign people. You're doing it to offer someone the chance to change their lives. Does that make sense? You see how it's different, right? It's more nuanced. It's not, I'm doing this all for me. I want to sign all the people that I can. This is about you getting out there and seeing how you can help other women by giving them this chance to do what it is that you have done, right? And start your own business and start their own business. So let's see here. Oh, and even if you still like being new together, and that's all great and exciting, even if you're still nervous, because you do want to do well and you do want to lead a team and be a good leader, right? That's very noble. Right? Every single one of us who builds a team, we all want to be good leaders for our teams. And being new, I understand that it can be scary or difficult to try to fill those shoes. Like I was once new, right? I remember, being new. But it's okay because we have this whole team to help guide and teach each other. You're in business for yourself, but you're not in business by yourself. And I know that sounds like a cheesy cliche or, whatever, but it's the truth. I don't think a single one of us, has ever not been willing to help somebody else. And because we do have so many great leaders on the team, there's always somebody available to answer questions or, help someone find something or help somebody figure it out. So even if you as a brand new consultant, you're not there yet, you don't know all the product details about every single product and the prices and the compensation plan and the this and the that, it's okay. Because we have a huge team of women who can fill in those blanks for you. So as long as you're offering the opportunity and people are saying yes to that opportunity, you just help them get started and the rest of the team will help train them until you're ready to take that position and take that lead. Okay, does that make sense? I'm sure it makes sense. So, and then we also have like all like corporate offers resources too, which I think is something that we forget as consultants, even like seasoned consultants, like maybe even especially seasoned consultants. Like we forget that the resources are already there. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. Corporate on the COO has an entire like tab full of new consultant training, everything from, you know, what do I do now that I have my kit in the mail, all the way to how do I keep my team motivated, you know, and everything in between, how to manage your money, how to book parties, how to keep your office organized. A true story. This is all on COO, you guys. Okay, so you don't have to worry as a brand new consultant as you're bringing these women into, you know, your team, as you're helping women start their own business. Like the resources are there. So even if you're like, I don't know the answer to this question, you know where to direct them. You can say, you know what, it's on the COO. I know it's there. You know, just check it out, read it, watch the video, whatever. You know, it is all there. Okay. Not to mention, you know, the team leaders, you know, as we're doing things for our teams and for the whole team, you know, all together. There's new consultant training. Like I know Summer Rain has the new consultant training. This is for, you know, the leading ladies. I decided to open it up tonight to the whole tribe. You know, we have this every single week. So there's always training. There's coaching calls. There's, you know, there's Live, Love, Win. There's new consultant corner. There's so much available. So you don't have to feel like you have to know everything and you have to do everything, because you don't. You know, the resources are already there for brand new consultants. So you can just direct them, guide them in the right direction. You know, so, all right. So yeah, and like I said, so sharing the opportunity is not about you. Keep that in mind. And when somebody says no, they're not saying no to you. Okay, they're just saying no to what it is that you have to offer. Okay, so trying to keep that in mind, like separate yourself from whatever it is that you're offering. And this goes for everything in this business. Okay, you're offering them a product that they may want to purchase, and they say no. Okay, they're not saying no, you're a terrible person, get out of my life. They're just saying no, I don't need some coochie to shave my legs. Okay, that's cool. Like, you are not coochie. You are not your coochie. So when they're saying no to coochie, they're not saying no to you. Okay, the same thing for a party. Okay, maybe it's just not the right time for them to host a party right now. So when they're saying no to you, they're not, or when they're saying no, they're not saying no to you. And then it goes, you know, of course, for sharing the opportunity. So you say, you know, hey, if you want some more information about this, I think you'd be great at this, whatever. And they're like, no, thank you. Okay, that's cool, right? Like, they're not saying no to you. They're not making a judgment about you as a human being. They're just saying, no, right now I am not interested in this as an opportunity. And that's okay, right? Because that's the whole point, is we want to give them the chance to say no. Because that's their choice. That's their life, right? You can't make that choice for them. But also, because it's not about you, when somebody does show interest, please don't bombard that poor woman with everything that you know. Like, I know it's exciting. I know this business is amazing. I've been doing this for almost 5 years. I know, like, how cool this business is, all right? And it can be really tempting when somebody's like, yeah, I would like some more information, to be like, oh my God, okay, so we have the kit sale and they're on sale, and you know, you can earn up to 60%, and then there's the override bonuses, and then there's the trips, and you can win this and Live, Love, Win, and World Conference, and free products, and blah, blah, blah. Like, whoa, yeah, slow your roll, okay? What you really want to do is make it, again, about her, because it is about her. It's not about you. She's not interested in this business for you. She's interested in this business for her. So ask her what has her interested in the business. Okay? When she's like, yeah, I would like more information. Okay, great. What information would you like to know? Okay? And then that's going to help direct what answers that you're going to give her. You know, maybe she doesn't care at all about the compensation plan. Maybe she just really likes shopping at a discount. Okay, great, perfect. Okay, you gotta shut your mouth and listen to her so that you know that's what she's interested in, and you can explain that part of the business that she's interested in, so that way she can make her decision. Okay, because if that's all she cares about. She doesn't care about anything else, and you just wasted your time and your breath talking about all this other stuff, and she doesn't even care. And now maybe she's not even interested anymore because she thinks it's all about, this, and she doesn't realize that she can do something completely different with it. Okay? So ask her what her questions are. Ask her what she's interested in when it comes to the business. And ask her what she's looking to get out of it. And then once you've asked your question, shut your mouth and listen. Like, really listen. What is she saying? Okay? Listen to what she's saying. And then you can let her ask you questions too, right? So you'll hear consultants say, what else is a really great phrase, like in the shopping room, when somebody's shopping, what else, okay? As they're adding stuff onto their wish list. It's the same thing when you're talking to somebody who's interested in the business. Okay, when you ask them what their questions are, she asks her question, you answer it, and answer it succinctly. You don't need to go into all the details. So if somebody says, okay, well, how much does it cost to get started? Okay, just tell her how much it costs to get started. You have to be like, well, the kits are normally this, and right now they're on sale for this, and maybe we'll have another kit sale next month, and but if you do that, okay, no, just tell her how much are the kits, how much does it cost to get started. Boom, boom, boom. Here's the 3 options. Which one works best for you? Okay, but as she's asking her questions, right, you answer. You say, okay, what else? What other questions do you have? What else? What else? What else? Okay, so this is going to really help her to to kind of process through what her questions are and process through what her objections might be if she does have any. Okay, and remember, objections are just what is it? They're just questions, right? It just means that she needs more information. So really listen to what her objections are if she has any, and really listen to what her questions are too, because that's going to help her to make that decision for herself. So then let her ask you questions, answer it. Oh, the IRG. Okay. Y'all, we talk about the IRG all the time. You probably have noticed, like, somebody will post a question and they'll be like, hey, boo, the IRG. Okay, and we're not saying this to be mean. We're really not. It's because literally every single possible question you could ever have about this business, literally every single question you can have about this business, it's in the IRG. Okay, I know it's written like a boring, dry document. That's because it is. This is your contract, right? And by violating any of those things in there, whether you knew it was in there or not, you are violating your contract. You are breaking a contract, which then becomes a legal issue. So it's important for you to read and know and understand that IRG, the Incentive Requirements Guide, inside out, backwards, in your sleep, standing on your head, not only for your own benefit, so you make sure you are not violating this legal binding contract, and you get fired as a consultant, because yes, that has happened in the past, true story, but it's going to help you be able to answer the questions that somebody else is going to have when they're interested in the business. So this gives you confidence, right? This is like your superpower. You want to know how to know everything in this business? Read your IRG, right? You read that and you're like, oh my God, now I know everything. I am God. Okay, like for real, it is your business Bible. So read it, take a little section, a little bit every single night until you've read through the whole thing. Okay, because somebody's going to have questions about men at parties. Somebody's going to have questions about setting up at vendor shows. Somebody's going to have questions about selling on Craigslist. Okay, and when they ask you those questions as somebody who's interested in starting this as a business, you can have that answer. It's all in the IRG. It's all laid out there. You'd be like, here's the answer. Boom, done. Answered with confidence. Okay. So the IRG, read it, know it, understand it, love it. Okay. And then anything that you can't, for whatever reason, find in the IRG, like if you've read it and you just cannot find your answer in there, that is where the rest of the team leaders come in, right? So you can ask a question. Be like, hey, I cannot figure this out. What is the answer? And that's where the rest of the team comes in, right? Because we're all helping each other. You're not doing this alone. All right. So that's pretty much it on that. That's pretty much it for this particular section of sharing the opportunity. Anybody got any questions? Mackenzie, you got any questions? You probably don't have any questions. This is all old news to you.
Yeah, no, I don't really have any questions. I just I do need to change my mindset though, because I'm so excited about the new compensation plan.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I got all my leads written down, and I'm like, I want all these people to join, but I do need to go back and ask them, why are you interested? So I can better understand where they are. So
right.
I definitely needed this, even though, you know, I've been doing this for 2 years. I've got one person signed up that actually wanted to do it, not just get the kit because it was a better deal than her wish list, you know?
Right.
So, so this was very informative. I appreciate you.
Oh, I appreciate you. Yeah. But yeah, no, and I think, I think it's a struggle that brand new consultants have, and people who have been in for a while now. We have that. Everybody in the middle, they seem to have it figured out. But whatever it is, like when you first start, right, you're just so excited about how much money you can make by building a team that you're like, oh my God, I want to build a team, right? So find all the women. And then, you know, those of us who have been in for a little while, it just kind of becomes like this, well, I have to build a team. I have to build a team. I need to meet my goal, you know, whatever.
Right.
And yeah, so yeah, it's important to like.
And that I'm also the word vomiter. Like, I'm like information overload. Like, oh, you want to know? Like, oh my God, look at what everything you can earn this much. Like, you know, stop. Plus, look, shipping went down. Like, it's all like super exciting for me.
Right.
But to her, shipping isn't an issue because she hasn't joined yet, so she hasn't had to deal with shipping prices. She really doesn't care that they're lowered right now.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So
there's no context for her.
Right. So yeah, I definitely need to shut my mouth more. Shut and listen.
Yeah. Yeah. You got 2 ears and 1 mouth. You should listen twice as much as you talk, right?
Yes, exactly. Put it back.
So, all right. Well, so I also like to share key phrases that I feel are helpful for the topic. So like for this topic, for sharing the opportunity, and specifically this part of sharing the opportunity, some of the key phrases I found are pretty good to use. Have you ever thought about doing what I do? Right. That's pretty standard. It's a great way to bring up, the opportunity to see if somebody might be interested. And then, if somebody is interested, ask them, what interests you about the opportunity? Like, what do you want to know? Okay. And then especially with money, because I will say most of the time, people are interested in this business because of the money, because of the income potential, And so I like to ask, well, how much money would you like to make with Pure Romance? Because then it gets them started thinking about their goals, and you can almost start business planning with them on the spot, right? So if they know they have a particular financial goal they're trying to meet, you can let them know, well, hey, that's so easy. That's one party a month, or 2 parties a month, or that's selling 5 bottles of Coochie, whatever it is. And it puts it in perspective for them, and it helps them really connect to it, and then it's not so abstract, and it becomes a solid thing that they can understand. So
something attainable.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, that's the word I was looking for. Yeah, so I do like to ask, if money is their why, or one of their whys, I do like to ask, how much money would you like to make with Pure Romance? So, now some additional resources that are really helpful. Obviously, the IRG, which we talked about, but on the COO, if you click on the training tab and then you scroll down and click on building your team, everything in that whole section, pure gold. Read it, know it, love it. And then the PRCEF. So for anybody who doesn't know what that is the Pure Romance Consultant Enrollment Form, right? PRCEF, Pure Romance Consultant Enrollment Form. And what that essentially is that is a paper hard copy of everything that's on the website. Like when somebody goes to sign up and just, get a kit, all the questions that are there on the website, they made it into a hard paper copy. So these are really great to have on hand, at all times. Anytime you go to a party, anytime you're going to meet with somebody who, like a recruit interview, or even just out and about, going, your daily life. Like, you never know when you're going to run into your next team member, right? And if she's ready to go, like right then and there, right? Boom, you pull out that PRCF, you fill out all the information, and then you get home and you just go in, you pureromance.com / whatever your URL is, you go and sign her up, right? You go through that whole process on your website as if you were her signing up, and you have all the information that you need. You have her name, her ID, her social, her billing, all of that. But this is also really good for kit sales. Like, we don't usually know when a really good kit sale is going to hit, right? We just know there's a new one every single month. But with the Founders Day sale, right, we know when that's coming. And we know what those prices are going to be. And we know everyone and their mother is going to be signing up with this great deal. And what happens to the website? The whole thing slows down. It crashes. And people are weird, right? And I'm one of those people, okay? We look for signs. And so the website's slow and you're trying to sign up and you already had, some questions to begin with, and all of a sudden this is a sign from the universe and I don't need to do this, and I quit, right? And you just lost your brand new consultant to the website crashing. So having the PRCEF and filling it out ahead of time lets you manually input it so you can deal with all the drama of the website, right? Crashing and slowing down, right? She doesn't even have to know anything about it, okay? Because it's not a sign. It's just the website is being slow because everybody is hopping on this amazing deal.
So, are we going to have new PRCEFs since the kits are different? They're not valued. I mean, they're not getting $520 worth of products in the standard anymore because they're like sample sizes.
Yeah, that's a good point. I hadn't thought about it. Probably. I would guess probably. That might be something to email corporate about. They may already have something like in the works to be able to send it out ahead of time if it's not already out. Actually, I'm gonna go look right now. Maybe it's already.
Yeah, I just thought about it because
Good question.
and you know how they have them all separated, and then you can write in what the kit prices are.
Yeah,
they're always on sale.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I cannot wait.
I know.
Do believe, actually, I'm just gonna search it. What's Pure Romance?
I mean, I still have some printed out. I mean, everything at the bottom is still the same. The information to collect. So it's just if I'm at a party, I'll need to remember to print off something else. So they're not like, well, why does it say this number? And you're telling me that.
Well, and usually, because the ones I have printed off, they still have the basic kit on there, which I don't know. Yeah. So and I just tell them I'm like, because I'll pull it up on my phone, so they've already seen what the price is, and I just explain that just ignore what's written on this paper. That has no bearing. It's just the information that I need. And I think if that's if there isn't some new PRCEF that's available yet, I think that should be fine. I don't think it'll be an issue. I'm trying to look and see though if they have one. It's given me some sort of error before. All right. Well, yeah. So to answer your question, it looks like yes, one is coming because the current / old one is not available. It's just not. Yeah. So it's coming. And I can probably guess that it will be available the same day that the Founders Day sale starts.
Excellent. I'm excited. I got at least 2.
Sweet. Yeah, I think I have at least 2 also. So can't wait. Yay. All right. Let me make sure. Did I get everything I want to talk about? Oh, so this doesn't apply to you, Mackenzie, because you're not in my downline. But so the homework for this week. So remember, if you're in my downline and you're doing the new consultant bootcamp, you complete all the assignments, you get a free product from me when you graduate. So the homework for this week, super easy. It is offer the opportunity to 10 women. That's it. All you have to do is say, hey, is something you'd like to do, something you're interested in? It's 10 people. Super easy, right? And you can post it back in the Taking the Lead group how it went. You had some yeses, you had some no's. You want to know? So, and I guess, Mackenzie, you can do this too if you want to. You just don't get free product from me when you do it. But it's a fun little challenge, right? But yeah, all right. So I'm going to go ahead and stop recording.